What have you repurposed lately? An old shirt into a duster? A glass jar for a candle holder? Maybe you've been a bit craftier and upcycled a piece of furniture. Well, what about taking 4 shipping containers and creating a multi-award winning house that not only featured on Channel 4's Grand Designs, but was voted the grandest grand design in 20 years of the show? Or how about taking a massive 20-metre blade from a wind turbine and making it into a bridge or a bench or a bike shelter? Hello, I'm Meghann Scully and welcome to Re-Energise, the show that looks at sustainability in all its forms and what we all can do to shape a clean energy future. So, these 2 examples are a little bit more work than my lovely candle holder project, but these are 2 examples of repurposing, not just on a large scale, but with incredible amounts of creativity and ingenuity. Patrick Bradley is an architect based in Derry, and he's the creator of the grandest grand design I just mentioned. This building, it's actually his own house, and it was the first time he'd experimented with building out of shipping containers. There are an estimated 4 million shipping containers built every year. So looking at ways to repurpose and reuse them is vital. For Patrick though, it wasn't just about reusing a material, it was about the budget and the exciting challenges it presented to him as an architect.
In our game, we look at all types of aspects, different types of construction and things again. And I'm maybe a wee bit too obsessed with my job and I love it so much, you know. So look, you're going back 15, 17 years ago, doing a lot of research, and when I was doing my own property, obviously monies and budgets and different things come into play, and I just thought, is there any other type of construction I could really get my head into that might work for me? And so I took a gamble and I said, look, let's start researching into this. So my own house that I live in, Grillwater House, was the first property I ever done out of containers. And it wasn't so much really to do the idea of building something out of containers. For me, it was like a practical approach for me and a budget approach for me. And aesthetically, I wanted to make it, trying to show something what you can do with architecture, albeit be containers. And that was the first property, the Grillwater House, which I live in. And it really just went crazy from there regarding containers,
So why just reuse something when you can reuse it in a way that is beautiful and inspiring? In a very different way, at a company called BladeBridge, Angie, Nagle and her team are repurposing wind turbine blades. And you'd be surprised at how adaptable they are.
So the idea is we're taking waste material, so blade material that's from a wind farm that was decommissioned, and using that really durable material. It's the blades are made out of glass fiber reinforced polymer, so like a super durable composite, like a boat hull. And we take that material and instead of throwing it away or grinding it up and turning it into cement, we use that material in structures like bridges and shelters. And this way we're substituting steel material that would have had to have been gotten and produced, and we don't make steel in Ireland. So it's substituting these high impact materials that we're importing with local waste material that's even more durable. So we're not only preventing landfill of this material and substituting material that would have come in, raw materials such as steel and concrete, but we're also making a more durable, lower maintenance product.
And much like manoeuvring 4 shipping containers into place and designing them so they make a beautiful house, the blades that Angie is talking about are huge, 20 to 30 metres in length. And those are the smaller types of blades available. The team at BladeBridge are then making them into things like bike shelters and pedestrian bridges along cycling greenways, and they've taken all parts of the cow approach to repurposing.
One of the things we do try to do is we kind of call it like the parts of the cow, using all the parts of the cow, right? So we look at the different shapes along the length of the blade. So the blade, if you look at it, it starts at the root section where it's attached to the hub, where it's attached to the tower, right? It's very round and very thick. So it's a circular section, right? And then as you progress down the length of the blade, it goes really wide and flat, and then it twists slightly, and then it thins out to the tip. So there's kind of 3 different sections of the blade that we look at. The super round, thick section that looks like maybe a concrete culvert. And then there's sort of the really wide, flat section in the middle, and that could be used as, say, roof sections. And then we look at the tip section, which is structurally not really useful, but it could be used for, say, signs, for maybe table legs for picnic benches, etc. So we come up with all these different ideas of products that could be done, and then we go out and we go talk to the county councils or tidy towns.
So whether shipping container houses or turbine blade bridges, these are incredible projects looking at how we can take what maybe otherwise would see as waste material and apply design and engineering and huge amounts of creativity. So to find out more about all these projects, you can listen to our accompanying podcast series, Re-Energize, where Patrick and Angie tell us about some of the other projects they've been working on and where they see sustainability fitting into what they do. We also chat to the owner of a cafe in a shipping container, whose creative choice of building has led to all sorts of benefits.